Hello, my name's Justin. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to attempt to do a drawing of Wednesday Addams just using a piece of white pastel, a kneaded eraser and a blending stump. Can I do it? Well, nobody knows yet. You'll have to watch on to see. As you can see, I'm using a sheet of black paper. This allows me to come back over the top with the white pastel and to start to draw the lights over the top with the dark of the paper as the darks. The technique that I will use for this drawing is called chiaroscuro. It's a technique where you largely ignore the midtones and focus in on the darks and the lights. In the early part of the drawing, I focus my time on trying to get the main features in the right place. Because of the technique that I'm using, I don't want to just fill the sheet up with random white marks everywhere, so I can't draw too many construction lines apart from the one vertical line that I put down the center of the page. This makes it more challenging because I have to work by eye to get all of the main features in proportion, and so I can't tell exactly where to put them until I draw something in and then look at the different shapes to see if I've got them in the right place and the right size. I do a lot of the blending in my drawing with my finger. A lot of people prefer not to use their finger for blending because your finger can leave some oils on the paper and make marks and stains. If you do blend with your finger, it's very important that you keep your hands clean. Wash your hands before you start drawing to remove any oils. I also keep a wet wipe on hand so that I can wipe my fingers clean frequently while I do the drawing. The reason that I prefer my finger for this is because that there is no other tool that gives me the same tactile sensation. I can't feel a stump, a tissue, a paintbrush or anything else, but I can feel my skin on the paper, and that gives me a great feedback system to know exactly how hard I'm pressing and to be able to tell exactly what effect I'm going to achieve with my blending. The kneaded eraser is a great drawing tool, particularly when using techniques like this. I can mould the tip of the eraser into any shape that I want, and then I can cut back into the sections where I've put the pastel down. This works better where the pastel is lighter and where there are not so many layers of pastel already on the paper. If I put too much pastel down, I won't be able to cut right back to the pure dark of the paper again. And that makes it critical that as I do this drawing, I have to keep the vision of the finished work in my mind and clear before me. If I just put things randomly down on the paper just to try things out in this type of drawing, I will end up with things in the wrong place that I cannot change any further once I get towards the end. Focus is essential. Much of this drawing is about layers. We add a layer, we blend it. We add another layer, we blend that. We build things up, we put things in, we take other things away. This is the nature of drawing or painting. For after all, we're simply doing a painting with white pastel here. You can't be certain of exactly what the next step will look like until you put it there. Then you can see what it changes. As I add light areas, it brings them forward in the drawing. As I take light away, that pushes them back in the drawing. This is how we render the three-dimensional shape on the two-dimensional page, but it's also how we create contrast. And that's the really exciting part of this drawing. That point where light meets darkness. That's the moment where the excitement happens. That's where the real power of the drawing comes from. That's what will grab your attention, or if I failed, is what will make you turn away. And finally, we use the blending stump. I use this only for the finest details, where my finger is way too big and I would never be able to draw the detail in that I'm looking to add to this drawing. A blending stump is a fine drawing tool in its own right, and you could draw this drawing entirely with a blending stump by taking up some of the white pastel on the tip and using that to apply it. Now that's way too slow and fiddly for my liking. I like a very direct approach, so using a large piece of pastel and my finger for the majority of the drawing is the best way for me to do this. If you prefer more control and precision in your drawing, you would be better off using a pastel pencil and the blending stump. Every artist has to find the materials and the techniques that suit their personality and their strengths. Now if you are enjoying this video, I would really appreciate it if you would hit the like button right now. That really helps me out. Thank you so much. And the very final part of this drawing is just small adjustments here and there. Stop and take a look, then make an adjustment. Take another look, adjust again. I don't have the ability to make any drastic changes at this stage of the drawing, so now it's just a case of tweaking what we have. Now there are imperfections in this drawing, about that there is no doubt. But the question that I want to ask you is, have I captured the essence of this character? For me, that's the purpose of a portrait, to capture the character and not necessarily the exact features of that person's face. So take a good look and tell me what you think. I'd love to know all about it. Leave me a comment and tell me, did I succeed in drawing Wednesday Addams with just a piece of pastel, a kneaded eraser and a blending stump?